Dear Anthony, I wanted to speak to you briefly on a subject that just popped into my head because I saw this article by, or a piece by David Lynch, the director, who's also into music, makes music. And he was talking about writer's block, creative block. And I'm here to tell you there is no such thing. How can I say this? People say they got it all the time. Yes. What they have is a block of flow of information out of their brains. And I can attest to this because last year, my friends in Norway in this Mad King Edmund band I have reached out to me and said, hey, let's make a record. Let's make our second record finally. And I was like, oh my God, I got nothing. And I knew we were going to have to do it quick or quickly because we were doing it long distance. And then, of course, the pandemic hit, so that made it trickier to complete. But getting back to the creative part, which occurred between, September to November of last year, when I had to actually come up with songs. And I've purposely not written any traditional song form songs for, I don't know, quite a few years, several years maybe. I think Curse the River of Time album was the last one that I really attempted that, because when we did the first Mad King Edmund record, it was totally improvised over stories that I had written, and they were spoken word. But this time we wanted to do songs, and they had to be songs because of the long distance again, right? So between September and November, I was being tasked to come up with at least 10 songs. And I was like, nothing. I had nothing. I got nothing. And I thought I had writer's block. But what I did have was that I think my head was in a different place, musically, a different place spiritually and philosophically and in my life in general. And I'd been making different music for several years, and I didn't really have interest in that. But I did want to make this record with these guys because I love working with them. I really appreciate their musicality and their ideas. And I loved making that first record that we did. So anyway, I was getting stressed. And I do think, stop there for a second, stress. I think stress has a lot to do with being creatively blocked. A lot. And I think I was getting more stressed as time went by because I was under the gun. And also maybe because I hadn't done it. And I was like, oh my God, can I do this again? Can I write real songs and not just stories that we improvise to? So that created greater stress. So here's my answer to this whole issue. The information was inside of me. The ideas were there. I hadn't lost my musicality or my ability. I really wasn't worried about that, but that was part of it, right? Because it had to come together. So here's what completely opened me up and made all the ideas explode within a 10-day period. I shut off all the nonsense, stopped doing what I was doing creatively, work-wise, musically, and I had the opportunity to do that because I didn't really have to finish anything else. I mean, I think I was mixing something, but it wasn't causing me to use both sides of my brain. It was more technical. So what I did I shut down creatively thinking about other projects or other things I wanted to do that I was continuing to do. That was number one. Shut all that down. Started reading again. I mentioned to you all in the past that if you want to be a great songwriter, read. And read great novelists. Maybe you could get something out of reading trash and crappy popular stuff. But for me, I have to read really beautiful, lyrical prose by really great, deep, rich writers. Shut down all the stuff, started reading again, which was cool because I had to catch up on some books that I had been putting aside. But you know what really exploded everything? And I wrote 10 songs in 10 days, and I'm really proud of those 10 songs. I'll put a link below so you can listen to them on all these different platforms. But what really exploded was, and I was stressing, I got out, and there's some woods near here with a lot of hills and dales, and it's a good hike. It's a good exercise. It takes about an hour, go about 3 miles, maybe a little more. This was just to deal with the stress of it. I started going out there, and I generally don't put headphones on when I hike because I like to hear nature and everything, but this was the first time I went out there because I just wanted to block everything out and just put in my earbuds and listen to some music that I had been neglecting for quite some time. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was mostly free improvisation by some artists that I love who are, some records I had not gotten to because I was so busy. So it was musical, and it was dissonant and rich and open and blooming and not repetitive, expansive music, really like forward stuff, but delicate at the same time and very dynamic. Popped that in and did these hikes. And after the first day, I had the entire lyric. I remember coming home, saying to the wife, I got the first song. She's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I just wrote it in my head. I got to write it down real fast. And I thought that might have been, a one-off. No. Every day for the next 10 days, as I went hiking, it exploded. So that's my experience, but what it tells me is, and this was the first time I ever thought I had writer's block, is get out of your head, shut everything down, feed your head, and then open your head. Get outside, go biking, go fishing, whatever, you got to do. So shut it down, feed your head, open your head if you ever think you have writer's block, because I personally think it's all in there and it's just waiting to get out and it's blocked up. So thus block, but it's not shut down. Okay? So that's my little tip of the day. If anything else pops into my brain, I'll come back and tell you some more stuff. All right? If anybody else has any ideas about writer's block, please post them below. Let's have a conversation. Happy to hear other ideas and solutions. See you next time.